Good morning and a Merry Christmas to you. It is a beautiful day. It is an exciting day. We're all excited to be here today, the 25th of December, 2021. My name is Darshan Husseina Usman, and I officially welcome you to Daybreak Extra on Trust TV. I'm not alone, by the way. Do you know, he's missing me already.
Well, it's Daybreak Extra as it is Christmas. You know, so in the spirit of the season is the spirit of fun, is the spirit of giving, and that's why we're here.
Yes, definitely. And as usual, we have lots of exciting, stories to share with you, art stories. We have lots of fun facts to share with you, and also trending issues when it comes to Gossip Report Card on the show today. We'll be back in a bit. Stay tuned.
Welcome back to the Christmas edition of Daybreak Extra right here on Trust TV. Well, Darshan and I decided not to indulge in the Christmas festivities, but to come here and bring you lots and lots of fun to your own homes or wherever you are right now as it is. Because it is the spirit of giving, and it's the season of giving, and we are in the Christmas spirit, right?
Well, not to indulge for a few hours only. We'll be doing that once we're done with the show, okay? We'll get back to status quo.
Yes, exactly.
All right, so right about now, it's time for fun facts. And did you know? Now, you know the company PayPal,
Yes.
you transfer and accept money and everything.
Exactly.
Is it still functioning? I used to have a
Yeah,
PayPal
I
account.
think it still works. Yeah.
Okay, now PayPal actually once accidentally credited a man with 92, not $million, not $1 billion, not even $1 trillion, but $quadrillion.
How many zeros is that?
That's like
15?
no, 3, 6, 12. 12 zeros.
How did he even calculate that?
I don't even understand. I don't know why or how, the accident happened. But, remember there was a fun fact that we actually, said here on the show about a man that was credited with some millions of dollars,
exactly.
and he actually, collected the money.
Of course.
Yes, and everything. So, but in this case, I think you'd have to go through a whole lot of process. And even when PayPal sees that it is a quadrillion, I'm sure they'll be shocked first, and they have to conduct investigations and everything.
You
so it didn't.
that kind of alert that says breaks your phone. You understand?
Into two.
You should obliterate your phone completely.
I'm telling you. But what if he had actually cashed it out?
Definitely, money like that can be tracked, know, and where will he even cash out that kind of money?
Yeah, it's not his fault.
Yeah, but he
a
can
portion
cash
of
a
it.
portion of it, yes.
But it's not actually his fault. But first thing, if I should receive that kind of money, I'd first cash out like $100 billion.
That's after you faint. After you faint
Yes.
and wake up.
No, I'll try not to faint.
Okay.
I'll try not to faint so that, I can do it quickly.
And then you faint afterwards.
Yes, and then I faint afterwards. Unbelievable.
Yeah,
You get? So when I
exactly.
faint afterwards, so that nothing happens while I fainted. Because I don't know for how long I would be,
But
I would
seriously,
be
$92
down.
quadrillion.
That's a lot of money. Like, I've never heard anyone who is that rich. No, that's not even rich. That's wealthy.
Exactly.
I've never heard of anyone who's that wealthy. I've never seen that amount, in leadership,
Exactly.
nothing.
Not even countries actually have that. But the thing is, was the money really there, or was it just figures?
Let's
Seriously.
just say figures.
I think so.
Let's
Seriously.
say figures.
$92
But
quadrillion
figures
is
actually matter as well, because it's just like me, typing 5,000 and I sent you. It's just a figure.
Exactly.
But you can withdraw. So figures or not, it's still money.
But 92 quadrillion.
All right, so moving on, by the way. Now, did you know that our sleep cycle is actually regulated by a protein called PER? Yes. And if you follow a diligent sleep routine, your body learns when your alarm goes off. So levels of this protein, that's the PER, begins to rise about an hour before the alarm sound goes off, and often causing us to wake up right before our alarm goes off. I know I experienced that a lot.
Yeah, so it's like your body is programmed. You understand? Since
Exactly.
it is a routine. You're usually up by that time, so it is a routine. So your body is actually programmed to wake up at that time. So I think it's something that you can wrap your head around.
Now, you know, it actually happened to me today as well. You know,
Okay, you set your alarm when you go.
I
when you
set
wake
my
up.
alarm for, let's say 6.
Okay.
Yes. And then I think I woke up, I checked the time and it was 4:12 or 4:20. I'm not sure. I might be sleeping and everything. But then I just closed my eye for a bit. I don't even think I closed my eye. I don't even think I slept off. You know, I just closed my eye and then I woke up and it was 5:43.
Exactly.
Yes. So I'd been awake even more than an hour before,
Thank
you know,
God.
before
Thank
the
God.
alarm went off.
Thank God you didn't wake up at 7:57.
Thank God. Is someone trying to tell me something?
I didn't say anything. I just said, thank God you didn't wake up at 7:57.
Oh my goodness. All right, we have more fun facts, by the way.
So, in the history of the universe, so if the history of the universe, now the entire universe from the Big Bang up till now, was actually compressed.
That's scientifically.
Yes, scientifically speaking. Yeah, let's make that clear. Scientifically speaking, if the history of the universe from the Big Bang up till now was compressed into 1 year, all right? Modern humans, that is...
From what year? Let's say 1980s. Modern humans, right?
you are the modern humans?
No, yes, I am a modern human. Are you? Are you a Neanderthal?
I'm just like...
You're a Neanderthal.
The 2000s, I don't know what, I mean, like, we're modern.
No. Let's say 1980.
Yeah, you guys
1980s.
are modern. That you,
You're just born like yesterday. So
Exactly.
I understand.
So if the history of the universe, the entire universe, was actually compressed into 1 year, modern humans, that's you guys, will appear at exactly 11:54 p.m. on December 31st.
I don't understand.
Exactly.
So is that how little all our lives actually matter? All those years?
Yes, as it is. If you so the Big Bang will be in somewhere in January.
Okay,
Definitely.
yes, definitely.
That will be January 1st. So you'll do January, February, March, April. You guys are not there. May, June, July, August, September, till December.
That was when
31st. Then
or
you
that's
guys.
even 11:54 p.m. when
That's when you guys will show
when
up.
the year is about to wrap up.
Exactly.
That's New Year's Eve.
So that's when you guys are showing. So that's when you guys are showing up. So it just goes to show you how long the universe has actually been in existence. You understand, before we as a species actually came up.
And also how the most important thing is actually time.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
once time is gone, you can actually never get it back.
Yeah.
So that's why you're always advised to make sure you use your time wisely. And, live your life as if it was your last. You know that, right?
Dashin is in the Christmas
Yeah,
spirit.
it's not Christmas now, it's just normal.
She's just
What are you
spitting her
saying?
wisdom.
What
She's
is
just spitting her wisdom this morning.
Oh my goodness. All right. Now, honeybees, something about honeybees?
Yes. Well,
Who
honeybees.
doesn't love honey?
Some people don't. I
Oh,
mean, like, I know it's people
okay,
that-
they're allergic.
Yeah, people are allergic to.
But it doesn't
to-
mean
to
they don't
bees
love
or
it.
these things. Maybe.
Okay.
Well, that's debatable. But the thing is, one funny thing about honeybees is that we all see them. They all buzz around. They work. They're very
Very
diligent and
busy.
serious. Always busy. You understand?
Making honey for
Exactly.
us.
And accidents are bound to happen
Yeah.
when things like this happen. So it has been scientifically proven that honeybees let out a whoop when they bump into each other.
Okay. It's like when you're coming this way and I'm going that way, and then
you're like-
accidentally,
and you're like, oops.
oh,
Exactly.
sorry about that.
Exactly.
So is that the reason why when you hear them, you're like, zoop?
So that's the whoop.
Because there's actually no way, they're walking, going back and forth, and they don't bump into each other.
Definitely.
So,
When so it is believed that sound they make, just like humans, like
Yes.
you said, you go oops or whoops and all that. That's the sound they make when they're startled or surprised.
Okay, I think scientists should actually go deep into, studying bees, especially honeybees, because they might find out that, they actually talk like you and I.
Well, they do communicate with each other.
Yes, they do.
Exactly,
But they
so-
might be able to understand. Every bee probably has a name. Ibrahim, and
Dashin. You'd be the queen of bees, like
no, I won't. I will not. Thank you very much. Queen bees are usually mean.
Really?
Very strict and mean. Yeah.
But that's gangster.
It's not.
It's not gangster.
You just sit down there and then, you just keep,
and you have all these workers,
procreating.
everybody working for you.
And then you're procreating. They're all your children. How many kids do you want to have?
Exactly. So that
No,
means
thank
you.
you.
You're the lord of the
And then you just
universe.
keep getting fat.
Exactly.
Eating. No.
That's the
Thank
life.
you. Oh my goodness.
In Nigeria, we'll say when you're fat, it says evidence of good living.
Not really.
But that's what we do.
No, but there are some cases where you when you add weight, it's actually an illness. You know that, like obesity is an illness, definitely. And sometimes when people are stressed, they add weight. Some people with
stress
body
eat.
types.
Some people stress eat.
Aside stress eating, do you get? Some actually barely eat or eat probably once in a day.
But they still add weight.
Yes, they still do.
Really?
Yes, when the stress gets to you as well, you find it difficult to eat.
Yeah,
And then you
exactly.
end up adding weight as well. So the stress in itself, it has to do with your body, the sugar and everything. So
Didn't know that.
I don't want to go deep into it.
That's a fun fact for me to actually go into. Well, that's about honeybees. I mean, like they let out that
Whoop.
when they bump into each other or when they're surprised or startled.
Please, let me do this next one. Okay, you know how when a man comes to you and lies and tells you, oh, you're the most beautiful girl I've ever seen in the whole wide world, you're the only fish in my sea, you're the only cockroach in my cupboard, the only sugar in my tea, or I wish I met my wife before.
Before you.
Okay, but then did you know that there's a way you can tell when a man has, had a lot of partners from how funny he is?
Really?
Yes, Ibro, you're a huge
No.
suspect.
I dispute that fact.
Ibro is actually quite fun,
This fact
and
fact
he
is
knows
not
how to
proven.
make people laugh, and he laughs a lot. It tells you
This no,
something.
I think you made this fact up.
No,
You actually,
no, it's here.
I think you actually made up this fact.
Yes, you
I
can
mean,
predict
so-
how many partners a man has or has had by how funny he is. And that is according to a study from the University of New Mexico.
Ah. Oh, is it
So
New
what-
Mexico or Mexico?
New
Oh,
Mexico,
no, it's
yes.
New Mexico.
Yes,
I thought
it's
it was,
not
I
Mexico.
thought it was Mexico.
No, but
I would
even
have said-
Mexicans can come out with researchers
Yes,
now.
they can come up with, but still, I'm contesting this fact. I'm officially entering an appeal to contest that fact, that research. I'm
Funny
contesting
enough,
it.
I can see a lot of faces who actually believe, so I don't need to, go into details. And I actually believe, because I think the idea behind it is the man, has experience on how to handle women.
So let me see. So
You,
let me
you
ask
learn
this.
from your past. So you get to learn how to handle women, and you know that women love funny guys, So you learn, even if you're never funny, you learn how to be funny just to make her laugh and everything.
So yes, so what you mean to say is, according to this study of yours and your New Mexicans, bad guys have had few partners.
Oh, chop knuckle. Yep.
So I'm officially a bad guy now.
No, you're not. You're actually a good guy. I don't know. I think
No,
yours is inbuilt, yeah. Yours is inbuilt.
Yeah, but I'm still disputing that fact.
Okay.
I still don't believe just because a person is funny, I mean, like you decided to be fun, that means you have had multiple escapades with. Oh, come on.
I said partners. I didn't say
Yes, partners, of course. Well, those partners, you don't just sit down and drink tea with them.
Yeah, you do sometimes.
Sometimes.
Sip tea,
But
mind
not-
your business.
but not all the time.
Watch Netflix and all that. All right. Now, did you know that the word verb, there are lots of nouns you get. You have, what is a noun? A noun is the name of an animal, place, person, or thing, right?
Is it?
See, you just confused me right now. Like, I'm even confused. I'm trying to think if what I said was right. Was I right? Am I right?
I just said it's
Oh, why did you have to do that? A noun is a name. Yes.
All right, it is.
Yeah. So, did you know that the word verb
Mm-hmm.
is actually a noun?
All right, so the part of speech, verb, that means the verb itself, or the word verb, is actually a noun.
Yes,
So the word noun, what's the word noun?
is a noun.
It's a noun. Really? So I never knew that. You know, because sometimes these are things that you don't even think about. You know, these particular words, what are they? Because if they're put into different classes and whatnot, and it's a class on its own, but the class itself,
It's under another class.
exactly. That's something to think about.
Like my secondary school teacher would say, verb.
Verb. I mean, like they say the verb is an action word, so it's
Yeah, it
verb.
is. So
has also
verb.
the verb. Exactly.
Today we'll be studying.
Verb.
Oh my goodness.
So you know how people always talk about bringing up children the right way, having morals and whatnot. Mostly
Sparing the rod and spoiling the child. I have a lot of them. Just keep them coming.
you're making these things up.
Last week was
You're
your
making-
week.
you're making these things
Wait,
up.
last Saturday was your day.
Uh-huh.
You even formed one.
Yes, and I pulled it out of the air, which was fantastic, and I got
One
some,
man's oddities, another man's reality.
I think that is solid now.
Yes, it is.
Exactly.
So I have them. Just keep them coming.
All right. So we actually make a lot of bones about that, and we pray to raise our children with rights and dignity and whatnot. So the French government actually awards medals. You know, medals are actually reserved for like soldiers and people who have done like, fantastic things. You understand? So they take this very seriously, that they award medals, okay, to parents who have successfully raised several children.
Okay.
Several being the operative word here.
Yes, yeah.
Several children with dignity.
But you know, it takes a lot. Like they say, it takes a community to train a child. You know.
A village.
Yes, a community or a village, whatever it is, even a local government, so you can include that, take that to the bank. So it takes a whole lot to actually train a child. Most people even find it difficult training one child, not to talk of two. Do you get? And that's why you have a lot of people these days saying they don't want to have more than one child or more than two children.
Exactly.
Do you get? So now, training more than, when you say several now, a lot of children, and a lot needs to go into it as a parent, you know, with dignity, by the way, because there are lots of children out there who, you know, I don't even understand. Do you get? But it's I think it's kind of a booster, a morale booster for the parents to want to do more.
At least if you do something, you know you've done something, and it's something that actually comes back on you. You understand? If you have
it
lots of
reflects.
children,
Yes,
of course it reflects on you. You understand? You have these children; they're your kids. You've put in the hard work. You've raised these kids right, and they grow up to be respectable members of society. And definitely, it reflects on you. And then for having to be recognized by the federal government.
But what is actually the criteria for that particular measurement?
Well,
How do you know? Because we have a lot of people who pretend out there.
Well, that's the thing. Number one, according to how it's phrased, I mean, like, you have to have raised those children, dignified children, and they must be several. So the thing is now, the operative question is, how do you describe several?
Several, yes, we can say even 5 is several.
Well, it all depends on how you look at it.
Yeah, do you get what I'm saying? That's not even the main, you know, question. How do you know that they have dignity? Because most times people actually come out and, you know, portray a different kind of person, and then when they go in, they're monsters.
Most especially in days of social media.
Yes. When they go into their houses, they're monsters. They beat their wives, and then they come out and they're all holy and everything. Do you get?
Yeah,
so
I
a lot
understand.
happens, you know, behind closed doors.
Yeah, well, I think maybe they have a vetting process that they do. I think they check these.
So
kind
what,
of
like
things.
cameras in their houses?
No, really,
or to see how they behave at home?
not really that. I mean, like, well, there's lots of ways that you can actually get character references for people and whatnot. It's only whether if those character references are actually true or not. Well, that's something that is debatable. But the fact is, French government rewards parents who raise several children with dignity.
Okay, which is a good one. Do you see that happening in Nigeria?
Nigeria,
You don't have to answer.
Okay.
You don't have to answer.
All right.
Yes.
All right. Thank you for saving me
Yes.
that.
All right, we'll go on a quick break and we'll be right back. Stay tuned.
Welcome back to the Christmas edition of Daybreak Extra. Well, we just took a couple of very fun facts right there, and I hope we learned one or two things right now to add to what we actually have. So the next thing we're going into is fairly odd. We're going to give you some fairly odd stories now, as I say. Yes, one man's oddity is another person's reality.
Whatever. All right, and we're actually not alone. Yes, we have a guest, and she is Rosemary Etim Bassi. Rosemary Bassi, you're welcome. Good morning.
Morning, Dasha.
Welcome to Daybreak Extra.
Merry
She was
Christmas,
actually
Rosemary.
here with us,
Same to you.
last week, and, we're excited to have her here always. All right, and we'll be handling this and the next segment together. All right, Ibro.
Yes. Well, can you swim, Dashan?
Yes, I do.
Rosemary?
I swim and I know how to swim. Can you swim?
Why are you asking me?
You
I'm
don't
the
know.
one
You
asking the
can't.
questions.
If not, you would have answered.
I'm the one
Don't worry, I
asking
already
the
know
questions.
the answer.
I'm the
Thank
one
you.
asking these questions now. So, well, there's a story that actually came up of this old woman who actually could not swim. You understand? But she managed to save herself from drowning after falling into a river in central...
Somewhere in our village.
In your village.
Yung Chuang.
Yeah,
Yung Chuang.
in your village. Well, she did that by wrapping her arms around her chest and floating on the water.
That was actually smart of her. When they say when you face danger, when you're in face of danger, that's when your survival instincts actually kick in. So I
That's for
think
some people.
I think it's possible that she didn't know how to swim, but then she decided, I'm an older man. I have nothing to live for anymore. If it's time for me to go, I go. And then she gave up and released, herself, not knowing that upon releasing herself, she automatically floated. And that's what you're advised to
saved
do.
herself.
Yes, when you...
And the kicker here is she's actually 87.
You see? You
That's
see?
amazing.
And she probably is light or something, you get. So releasing yourself, when you want to float on water, you're supposed to just free yourself. And that's what she did and decided to float.
The first reaction for people, I believe, who can't swim when they fall into the water is to go crazy. You understand?
Yes,
You go berserk,
kicking
you
and
start
everything.
thrashing and whatnot. And so it is, maybe, it could be, she probably gave up. And she was like, okay, let me just die. And she ended up saving herself with
Exactly.
that. So seriously, because that is not it's not a reaction that comes naturally when you find yourself in that kind of situation. Because she actually went to the riverbank to wash her hands, and then she slipped and fell into the water. So you can imagine the shock and all that. And she is 87.
87 is
Yes,
quite
that's
old, by the way.
almost as old,
If
almost
that
as old
happened
as
to
you.
me, I think I would just be stuck. I probably start crying. I'll just be in
That's
panic
what
mode.
we're actually, advising against.
Yeah,
Rather than
'cause-
kicking and, going into the water and then drowning, drinking more
Yes.
water, trying to come up and everything.
But I mean, for her to be 87 and be able to do that, she's a very smart woman. And
Yes.
if she was to be younger, she definitely would have found a quicker way out of that situation.
Like
It's probably her age made her a little bit more...
frail,
Yes,
not to be
per
able
se.
to
She wasn't
swim.
so active.
Even if she could swim.
Yeah, but if she was younger, she wouldn't have lasted as long as she did in there.
Okay, well, she was actually in that position until firemen came and rescued her. So, that's a win-win, But then, aside that, definitely, I was talking about survival instincts. Like, if you're never ready to die, you go find a way to save yourself. Definitely. Definitely.
Of course.
Ibro, I'm actually curious to know, because I told you I could swim, especially underwater. Yes,
Okay.
so I'm a shark.
So for how long can you hold your breath in the water?
5 minutes.
Really?
Yes.
I wouldn't there.
We'll put that to the test. We'll put that to
It's if you do it constantly, you get good
Let's
at
make
it.
it
But
fun.
I
We'll
don't.
put money on top.
Yeah, so
Put money on top.
not small
So
money.
whoever lasts long.
I'll take some of that
He's
action.
trying to distract us from his
I'll
question.
Take, I'll
Yeah.
take some of the action.
We'll come back to it.
Which
don't
question
worry.
are we talking
What
about? We're
action are you
talking
taking? We'll
about
come back to the question. What would you do in that position?
in that situation? Probably won't be here right now. Because I'll probably go crazy.
You
I
just scream
swear.
my name and I'll come running like Superman.
You know, like for some people, they could just have like stroke right there. Like
Yes,
they're just
yes.
gone.
You understand? Sometimes your brain probably freezes.
Yeah.
and
The
you won't
water,
even-
yeah.
Exactly. And then before you know what's happening, you're underwater, you're drowning.
And then for a
you're
slight
breathing
minute,
it in.
Titanic is playing in your head.
Titanic or your life, your own life. I bet you consider Titanic and your life.
At that point now, yes, you know, you just be thinking, so this is how these people actually died. I'm the one going to die like this.
As well, we will never find ourselves in that position, by the
Amen.
way.
Amen.
Okay, so now, what does it mean to be a fugitive? There are lots of people who, you know, once they do something, they run away and they go on exile. They exile themselves
They go into
from
hiding.
family, friends, they hide, and they become fugitives. But then, what does it mean for you to, you know that you're a wanted person in your state or in your community?
It's scary. You can never be at rest. Like, your senses are on the highest. Every single minute you're looking around, you're wondering who is going to know who I am or who knows me here.
Or if
How
someone
long-
looks at you, even if it's to admire you, like
yes.
this person, you don't find
Like
out.
you're
who I
thinking,
feel.
how long am I going to last here till I have to move to the next location? Do I have enough resources to sustain myself? Nah, it's crazy.
So the thing is, you're constantly in a state of paranoia, and you have to be constantly moving. You understand, and
That's
it's
not
just
the way to live. It is not at all. I can't imagine. I can't imagine. Okay, now this particular man, he's a fugitive, and you know he's from our village as well. It's the Young Chuang, yes. Okay, and he's a 30-year-old person. No, he's been on the run for 30 years, and he's 52 years, by the way. He got tired of running. Like we said, it's not a way to live. He got tired of moving from one place to another, being scared of people recognizing him, and then he turned himself over to the police and confessed the crime of being involved in a group fight in Yanchuang, and only to find out that he was actually innocent.
at the end of the day.
I'm telling you, after running for 30 years, 30 whole years,
I might
you come
have
back
to
and they
sue
say,
the
no, you're
government."
innocent.
Why would you
See,
sue the government?
why would you sue the government?
I would find a way
You
to
were
make
never
them pay
around
me.
to clear yourself. If you had actually, gone to
Come
the
in.
police, come in, and they would have found
And
that
the,
out.
and the thing is, from,
I mean,
from
they
what I-
put me
from-
under pressure, so I would.
From what I learned, he wasn't actually declared wanted. You
Okay.
understand? So they had the fight. He fled the scene. He came back the next day. He saw police on the scene, and then your guy decided to take off.
Did somebody
If
die?
it's you, won't you
You
take
understand?
off?
Did somebody
He
die?
just saw cops on the scene. Nobody said, "Hey, you come here."
It's sometimes you don't need for them to
You-
point
you-
you,
What
out.
if there
You
are
would
cameras
just
that
run.
can actually identify him?
Exactly.
Or people around who saw him in the fight,
That is the thing.
who identified him and his name, gave him his name, his description, and everything.
And
So-
your
and you do- and
fifth
he
sense
didn't-
would just tell you when it's you they are coming for.
And he didn't confirm that.
That's
He
the paranoia we're talking
He
about.
just took off, and you take off for 30 years.
No, but it's actually possible that him taking off made it possible for them to do the investigations and find out that
That
he was
he wasn't
innocent.
innocent,
But if
yeah.
he had stayed, they would have closed the case.
And he didn't. And he
I'm
didn't
just
even
blame
know-
everything on him
He
personally.
didn't even know whether he injured somebody or not. So he just came back to the scene when he saw the cops. The guy took off. And he took off for 30 years. And then when he came back and turned himself into the police, they actually found out that they had absolutely no information whatsoever.
And he was, yes, about him being on the wanted
And
list.
so you
It's possible
just-
that he was on the wanted list, but after finding out that he was innocent, they
was
cleared
cleared.
him, and removed his name. Or it wasn't even a serious case in the first place. But he was such a good citizen that he decided,
To
No.
turn himself in.
he felt bad. No, they decided to run rather than turn himself.
He felt so
But
bad
I,
that he
would,
just couldn't stay
I
there.
wouldn't lie.
So
30
bad.
years is a very, very long
It
time.
is, it
How
is.
do you live for 30 years?
He
as
was
if you-
working in mines, moving and everything,
Nah,
doing menial jobs.
you don't have an identity for 30 years as far as I'm concerned
Mm.
because you're living like so many lives at once.
Well, there are lots of people who want to change their names, so it shouldn't be so difficult.
How many names did you change to? 30 years.
Natasha, Irene,
That's
and the
it.
rest.
That's it. You've clearly thought about this before. What name would you like to change your name to?
you know, just want to be someone else, you know, just want to start life afresh.
Yes.
It's probably what he thought about before he decided to make the move. So,
If you say so.
all right, we'll go on a quick break. Stay tuned.
For the first time in its 45 years, Borno State now has a flyover. Connecting three important routes, the flyover was started in January 2020 and completed in December 2021. Commissioned by President Muhammadu Buhari, the two-stage flyover has curved upper and ground routes, and it is sited at former customs roundabout in Maiduguri. Adorned with traditional arts, cultural symbols and flowering points, the flyover is designed with street lights, traffic control fences and overhead walkways from all sides for easy and secure road crossing. The flyover number 1 is one of over 500 capital projects delivered in the 2 exciting years of Governor Babagana Umara Zulum for the indomitable people of Borno State.
All right, it is still Daybreak Extra on Trust TV, and it is still fairly odd, by the way. And, you know, we just finished a few stories. We have more stories. And the next one is quite an odd one. A boy, a very young boy, you know, normally what do children actually do? 7-year-old, yeah? What do children really do at 7? They play,
They eat.
sleep.
Make a lot
No
of noise.
worries in the world.
Make a lot of noise.
And a lot of us want to go back to being 7. Because this adulting life,
It's not it at all.
it's not
It's-
easy
it's-
at all.
I
They
didn't
say
bargain
it-
for this.
They
Yeah.
say it's a scam.
Big one.
Now, at some point, he actually started going, I don't know, he started falling sick, yeah, and then he's with tummy aches and a whole lot. And then he was taken to the hospital and they found a food rock in his stomach. A food rock.
A rock made out of food.
A food rock in his stomach, yeah, something like that. And I think it actually stems from undigested food.
Yeah.
You know, when they accumulate, you know, they just
Accumulate,
form like
forms.
a rock.
Well, at least they didn't find out he was pregnant, so it's
Funny thing is, I remember watching a show and there was this lady that died from a hair rock. She had this rare diseases where she chews hair.
Ew.
So when she died and like they were checking inside
Yeah.
her, they found like a whole lump
Of
of
hair.
hair that had just
Actually
Of
congealed
course,
in
okay.
water.
Yeah.
Hair due to you know its texture doesn't even digest, and sometimes it's difficult for it to pass through.
Yes,
Do you get?
so-
So once you continue eating it, you know it starts forming.
And it keeps accumulating.
It keeps accumulating.
just
You can
a
even when you
whole
eat
lot.
normal food, it won't pass
It won't
through.
pass
So
through. Right.
what was she thinking?
it was a rare disorder.
Exactly.
Everything is a disorder in this world. What kind of disorder is
It was
that?
a rare
Eating
disorder.
hair.
Yeah.
How
She couldn't
do
stop
you?
chewing her hair.
It's one thing to chew it, but swallow it. Why would you want to swallow hair? It's even hard to swallow because it gets, you know, it's
That's-
difficult, like the
but
texture and all
that's
that.
why it's a disorder.
Yes.
That's why it's a disorder. It was not a normal circumstance. She doesn't get hungry and just picks up a bunch of hair and
Yeah,
starts
that's true,
eating. It's
yeah.
actually a disorder. Sometimes maybe she does these things unconsciously. You know, she doesn't know when she brings the hair and puts it in
Yes,
her
I know,
mouth
devil's
and starts-
advocate.
and starts chewing it. Exactly. You understand?
The
You have
same thing for people who bite their nails.
You have to look at it from her own perspective as well, you know?
But then
So-
a food rock, I mean, almost every meal you eat should be digestible. So
Exactly.
what would he have been eating to form a whole food rock?
I don't know. I wouldn't say, you know, as kids, you actually go out a lot and then, you know, you just pick stuff and eat.
Yeah.
Pick stuff, put in your mouth. Do you get it? And that's why when parents actually see kids doing that, they flog them, spank them, and warn them not to do that. Or in most cases, you're even advised to make sure that you eat certain kinds or classes of food and, you know, when to drink water and what to do even after you've eaten, not to lay down and everything. All these things actually help. But to find food rock, it's possible that he goes out a lot and he eats sand, a lot of sand.
Why would you eat
or
sand?
he eats
Why would you eat
paint,
sand?
or he eats cement.
Yeah, exactly. You
No,
won't
it's
put it
possible,
past.
you
You
wouldn't
won't put it
know.
past the child to actually eat these kind of things. Most especially if you're being left unsupervised for long periods
Yeah.
of time. You understand? So it's really not that rare to find children in eating all these kind of things. So, well, the only thing is for you to be vigilant and try as much as possible to keep an eye on what happens, and hope for the best. You know.
And is it even possible that the child loves to eat a lot, but then, you
Yeah.
know, he doesn't get enough food? So he just goes out, anything he finds. It's possible that he goes to Bola 7 and finds food. Yeah, they do that a lot.
Yeah, well,
Yes.
there are lots of different possibilities as to what could have led to this. It could be a medical condition.
True.
Possibly
That he's
as
probably
well.
unable to digest whatever he
Digest
eats, and he
whatever
eats
he
normally,
eats,
but he's
yeah.
unable to digest it properly.
I think I'll go with what Ibrahim is saying. That shouldn't a bit extreme.
Is what?
It's a bit extreme.
Like he goes to the trash. A lot of people do that. Don't you see? Even not mad people.
No, now.
No, but is it out of desperation, or is it because they have a
Hunger. I was talking about hunger.
So that's desperation.
Yes, you know how, you know, not everybody, you know, can actually eat or
Afford.
feed 3 square meals. Like I said, you know, children love to eat. And if your parents can't provide, you know,
You would feel it.
so you just resort to anything. Who knows? If you like, go with the brand. Oh my goodness. Now, one thing I know is a lot of people love to live life, especially in this part of the world, in Nigeria. You know, we've heard stories of a lot of people who tried to save other people and gave up their lives in the instance, like this man in Port Harcourt
That actually drowned.
that
while
drowned
saving-
while saving, you
I
know.
think
a
Colade
ton-
Johnson.
yeah.
That's the name.
No.
I think so. I can't remember.
No.
Yeah, I can't
I
remember,
think
but I
that's
knew it was
his
something like
name.
that.
Yeah,
It made
I'm
it
very
quite-
for that name to just come to me. I'm
Okay.
very sure.
It made quite a stir back
Yeah.
then. I mean, like, he saved a bunch of people, and then at the
He
end of
died
the day,
in
he
the
gave up.
process.
But you hardly hear stories like that in, you know, selfless stories like that in, you know, a lot of parts of the world, really here. So, you know, hearing one makes you feel, okay, there's still hope. Do you
there
get?
is.
And in this dispensation where you have teachers doing a lot of unthinkable stuff to their students, you know, we hear the stories a lot. We don't even want to go deep into that, you know. So, you know, it gives you hope, and it's kind of like a breath of fresh air when you find out that a teacher saved a student from falling. Honestly, he risked his life to save a boy who slipped, you know, from a balcony. So it gives you hope. So what if he had fallen in the instance? Or if they both had fallen in the instance? Okay?
Yeah,
Which
at that
is-
point, he really wasn't thinking of
Exactly.
himself.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why I said selfless. You know, the teacher at a local school in Ibrahim's village, Huaiyang is how they pronounce it this time around, in East China in Jiangsu province, you know, won widespread admiration on the internet after a video circulated of him putting his own life at risk to save a boy who had fallen off a balcony from the 6th floor, and that is a whole lot of floors. In fact, walking to the 1st floor sometimes is something else, but the 6th floor. Now, the 12-year-old boy had been left alone in the apartment and gone to the balcony to bring in some Basque quilts, and when he slipped and fell, and he was left hanging, you know, upside down from his clothes hanger outside the building. So he was soon noticed by a downstairs neighbor who immediately ran to the same spot to the floor below and grabbed the frame of the window with one hand and hung his body out of the window to hold the boy. Like, he hung his body to hold the boy for nearly 20 minutes. Imagine how slippery his hands must have felt, you know, and imagine how the blood flow.
Yes.
You get and everything.
Adrenaline, everything.
Yes,
just
but he
working out.
held on for 20 minutes until firemen arrived.
Well, it's just like you said earlier. This kind of selflessness actually gives you hope that there's some goodness in humanity
Yes.
still, you know. lots of people will actually, that's not my business. Where are his parents? You understand? And then
And with
keep
a lot
going.
of parents these days saying,
Exactly.
don't
Don't touch
discipline my children,
Exactly.
don't touch my
Don't
child.
touch my child. Don't say this to my child. You can't do this. You can't do
Yes, but
that.
you can't do
know.
this to my
So
child.
at least for someone to actually see a child in that kind of precarious situation, and put himself on the line, because he risked himself.
Yeah.
You know, because anything could have happened. Both of them could have fallen. You understand? The child could have slipped and fallen.
And he said, my hands became totally numb after holding the boy for so long
Of course.
with only one arm. But knowing I was holding a life in my hand, I never gave up.
I mean, because you're probably holding all the way down.
Yeah, exactly.
Always
And then
the
all the blood
blood,
flow, yeah, and
everything.
everything.
And he was holding it with one hand. I mean, like, that's
crazy.
It is actually very
Hey,
crazy.
bro, would you risk your life for me?
Why wouldn't I?
So if I were in that situation, would you hold me?
In a heartbeat.
Are you sure? Will you be able to handle my weight?
Well,
That's
that's the
when
thing.
you like
Well,
looking for trouble.
I will do that in a heartbeat. Yes.
You hold you what? Okay, but just last 1 minute.
1 minute. At least
I'll
it's,
get points for
yes,
trying.
it's the thoughts that
I'll
count.
get points for trying.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
So even
that
if your hand
counts.
goes numb,
I'll get points for trying. I'll say,
even if your hand goes numb,
yeah, I'll say, let me just relax myself.
let me just say, you won't turn and say, okay, let me hold. But because he was holding one hand and
Exactly.
holding the other hand.
So there was no way he could switch hands.
Oh
You
my
understand?
goodness. Use
So-
your teeth.
I don't know how strong your bite is. You actually said you were a shark earlier, so
I said what?
you said you were a shark earlier.
Shark.
Yes, in water. This is not water, this is in air. What I say. Okay. Should we go on a quick break?
Yeah. I think we
Okay.
should.
Stay tuned.
Welcome back to Christmas edition of Daybreak Extra. Well, we're still taking odd stories from here and there, mostly from Dashan's village, but yeah, they're from all around, and we're actually talking about them and whatnot. But you know, there's this craze about you know, ever since the internet explosion, social media and all
Technology.
exactly, and all that. Online dating is a real thing. You know, you've had people who have dated online for like
Have you dated online ever?
I'm not the
No, it's just
subject.
a question. I'm asking everybody here. I'm answering too.
oh,
Have
okay.
you dated anybody? Have you met anyone online and dated?
No.
Just yes or no?
No.
But you're double. What about you?
No.
Why?
Okay.
Why not?
I mean, will you call
You've-
it
okay, you
online
had
dating
friends.
if you meet the person?
Yes, you met online. I said, did you meet online?
yes.
Not necessarily, you know, having to do all the typing and the I love yous
Oh, yes,
online.
yes.
Okay. All right,
Ibrahim
so
is lying.
That's
No,
it.
the answer is yes.
That's
Ibrahim, be honest. Today
You
is
said you
Christmas.
asked- Of course,
Be
I'm
honest.
are you
being
sure?
honest.
Are you sure?
Of course, I'm being honest. There are lots of people who are really not into this social media thing and whatnot.
And you happen to
and-
be one of them?
I didn't say that.
Ibrahim is, it's not
I
possible.
didn't
It's
say
not
that.
possible, don't worry. We know.
Why wouldn't it be possible?
We know. Don't
Must
worry.
I meet somebody online?
You don't want to expose yourself. we
Must
know.
I meet somebody online? Really?
Okay. All right, fantastic. Now, what happened to...
So actually, this man, he used his son's photograph.
Okay.
You understand? For online dating and swindled his supposed girlfriend.
Whose
The one-
girlfriend? The man's girlfriend or the
Yeah,
son's
the
girlfriend?
man's girlfriend, because he actually she thought she was dating the son.
Okay.
Because it was his
That's
picture that was there.
catfishing, by
Yeah,
the
that's
way.
catfishing.
Whether it's dog fishing or, or shark fishing, that's just it. The bottom line is, this guy used his son's photograph, got into a relationship with this young lady. She fell in love with him, thinking it was the son, and he actually defrauded her of 20,000 yuan, which is like almost $3,000. You understand? And he has been arrested and on the suspicion of fraud. But the thing is, for someone to actually have, what drives somebody to do something like that? You know, apart from
Should I tell you the answer?
Yes,
Yeah,
go
go on.
ahead.
It's the devil's handwork.
It's the devil's hard work. How?
It's the devil's handwork.
You know, the funny thing is, one thing about catfishing is you just, pick up random people's pictures online and use them as yours, and then you end up duping the people, defrauding them of their hard-earned money. And then when the police or the authorities come looking for the person with the picture, he ends up being in trouble. And even if the person
Yes.
says,
Oh, it's
I don't
not them.
know, it wasn't me, I've never heard of this person, I've never, spoken to this person, they don't believe you because it's your picture that's there. But it's a good thing that, there's a lot of awareness about it. So even the authorities know that it might be a possible scam. So they probably use the IP address to find out where
Who
the
it
person
is.
is,
Yeah, but this one she actually found out herself, because they've been on the online relationship for a very long time, and he started borrowing money from her. Yeah, I mean, like, she's his girlfriend, she should take care of him. So he started borrowing money
meaning-
from her and buying
meaning,
iPads
hello,
and
you
mean I can't do-
watches and what?
Please, meaning he said she should take care of him.
Yeah,
And
can't.
what's the man doing?
Thank you. I was going
They
to
take
ask.
care of each other, don't they?
Oh, Claire, in this situation, I don't think he was taking
He
care
wasn't
of
doing
her.
anything.
He was in the process of getting his act together.
After
so
he
that
had
could take
already,
care of her.
okay, he probably was a Nigerian prince.
I'll give that to you.
Yeah, exactly.
It probably was.
So after a while, she decided it was time for them to meet. So she left where she was, went to the town that he was in, called up this guy, and he refused to show up.
Okay.
She waited for weeks, the guy didn't show up, and then that was when everything went haywire. So the guy actually eventually had to come clean.
So
He was-
how did she, he didn't show up, so he probably went off the grid. So how was she able to get him back? Is
Yeah.
it possible that she lured him with money? Because I actually did that today. I'd been calling somebody for the past 2 days. The person has been... So I was like, please send your account number. And in 10 minutes, the person calls back. I said,
See, that's how fraud used to start.
oh my goodness, do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, who does that? Catfishing. And there's actually the other flip side about this catfishing is, I actually watched a movie of a particular lady who got tired of falling in love and finding love online. And then she finally meets this person and they chat all day, all night. They talk, they even, in most cases, you actually fall in love even before,
Yeah.
you
Meeting
meet the
person.
person.
It happens.
And she did. And, it was going to be Christmas and she was like, okay, I'm coming over, I'm traveling over and everything. And he was like, fine, thinking she was joking. She came around. And when she came, met the parents were surprised that, oh, the son
Has a
a girlfriend. How is this possible? Do you get? Only for him to come and, the catfish photo was this hunk. Do you get? Cute, tall, 6 feet and everything. But what she saw was a short Chinese American person. Do you get? And she was like, no, it's not you. I've been talking to her and everything. And there, she actually met the hunk in the same,
House.
not house,
City
not house,
person.
the same city.
Or the same picture of the same guy that she was talking to.
Apparently it was his friend back then in primary school.
Okay, so he
yes,
used the
and so
guy's
she
picture.
she got angry, went to a bar, and then she saw him there, and she fell in love with him. But the
But
guy
did
didn't
he
have
fall in
sense.
love? But did he fall in love with her?
No. Did I finish? I don't think I finished the movie. But you know, she became friends with the Chinese
With the
guy.
Chinese
Yes,
guy.
because he helped. You know, both of them tried to hook both of them up and everything.
Of course.
I don't think I finished the movie.
So the thing is now, the question that you might ask right now is, so what exactly are online daters falling in love with? Are they falling
The
in love with?
personality of the
Exactly.
person.
So it doesn't really matter whether the guy is a short, fat Chinese guy, in as long as she has.
But
Exactly,
you know,
but-
it's easier for you to deal with personality when you're not seeing the physical. When you see the physical, that's what you're dealing with every day, like on the
And you know, okay,
one-on-one.
it's different when, you know, while they were talking and everything, she fell in love with. But once she actually saw who he was and knew that he lied, how do you expect her to even believe everything he said?
But still.
Do you get?
But
It's going to
still,
be difficult.
I strongly believe that she was put off immediately that she saw him and she saw
But it wasn't. She had dreamt about him.
Yeah, but
she had
you've already
imagined
given
him.
me an
if-
image.
Giving an impression, an image.
It was
What do you
another
mean?
good-looking guy. Maybe not that particular guy that she was seeing. Maybe
She
it was
okay,
the
I can manage
yeah,
this.
well, you're not the guy that
Yes,
you said,
no.
but still, Sha.
You know how
need to-
nerds, you know how
need to try.
geeks look. That's how the Chinese guy looks.
So that's the thing.
And then he had the long hair and
Because
everything.
you've already, like, you've told me who you are. I've envisioned.
Do you know if he was another
everything, and
fine
then-
guy or a hunk?
Yes.
she wouldn't.
She wouldn't-
No, he wouldn't even have to catfish anybody. He wouldn't
Yes.
have to
Well, maybe he
yes.
was just doing it for fun or something like that, and then
For
developed into
fun.
something.
What
Then
are
it
you
developed
saying?
into something else. But still, you guys are running away from the question that I'm asking right now. If it was another fine guy that was there, would she have reacted? the way she did?
Honestly, I actually felt the same way. I was like, okay, I just, you know how you watch movies and you predict the, what do you call the end, whatever. So I was like, okay, she might probably end up falling in love with him.
Chinese
But
guy.
it turned out that the guy didn't have sense too.
The
Chinese guy. So
so that's what I don't really get about online dating and catfishing and whatnot, because you do have the relationship with this person and you talk, you text, you do
So
this,
you don't do
that.
online relationships. You've never ever done it, April.
Don't mind
So if I
Brian.
go back, you know, the internet never
Yes,
forgets.
dig.
If I dig back and
Dig.
I'm a journalist,
Dig away.
I investigate.
Dig
I will
away.
not find
Dick, I'll even
one
buy-
babe
I'll-
that you've
I'll-
broken her heart
I'll-
in
online. Nah.
Katsina.
Nah.
So everybody that you've come across is in person.
Yes.
Never.
Yes. I haven't said that I have not met people in person. I've not, but,
Ibrahim.
but online.
Ibrahim, but you met me online.
Did I? Did I?
Cut.
Yes, that's why I really, it's something that I just can't wrap my head around.
Okay.
You understand? I can't wrap my head around that.
Okay. I think up next will be gossip. People are waiting. You are waiting.
Well,
You love gossip.
I didn't want to say it.
Okay.
Because if I had
Okay,
said
just say it.
Because if I had
Just
said
say
it
it.
now, Dasha would say, yeah, gossip, this, that, gossip, this, that. You understand? So we exchanged looks with Rosemary.
I know.
Yes. We're ready.
Yeah. So
Okay.
we actually exchanged looks with Rosemary, knowing looks. You understand? She knew I wanted to say it, and she wanted me to say it, but I didn't want to say it.
So we
All
let
right.
you say.
Gossip report card
Yes.
comes up next.
Yes. Yes.
The Gulma people are here. And right after this.
Gossip never sleeps, even when it's Christmas, and we are definitely going to wake it up here on Daybreak Extra.
And another one.
And what?
And another one.
And another what?
He just, did you hear what he just said?
Gossip never sleeps.
Yeah, I just dropped that. Yeah, I just
dropped it like it's hot.
that was what we call a mic drop moment.
Yeah, so why didn't you just drop the mic or the tab?
Yeah, so it's Gossip Report Card right here on Daybreak Extra, and we've been rubbing our hands waiting for this to come. Exactly, because that's where we get to dig up all the dirt.
And talk about people.
And gist.
And
No,
it's
it's talk.
gist. No,
It's gist. It's gist. That and it's gist.
Exactly.
Like that.
It's gist that involves other people.
Other people.
Yeah, so it's not gossip per se.
But why do people actually find it kind of comforting talking about other people? Why? Why is the feeling different? No, imagine how, okay, now I have a business proposal, you get, okay, when you know the money is sure, you get, okay, let's just say work, I have a report for you to, oh, Ibrahim, come, and you're like, oh, you've zoned out already. Do you get what I'm saying? I have money, you know, a business proposal, and it has to do with money. Oh, Rosemary, you know, come, and you know, you're like interested. When it comes to talking to people, and like,
I think
no, first thing you're like, Rosemary, come and hear that. You see, I don't even need to look for
say
it.
too much.
I'm telling you, like, what is it about gossip?
It's just the drama that circles these people. You just find it so interesting. You want to always be in the
And you also want to have information about,
yes,
that
about certain
person
people.
to hold it against them. But that's not.
You don't have to. It doesn't have to be. For you
Most
to hold
times
it
it's
against
to
them.
hold it.
It's
And
just-
you feel there's a power that comes with you having info about the
Information,
person, and that
yeah.
person doesn't know.
Yes,
Do you get?
exactly.
There's
And not
this
necessarily
power.
need to hold it.
But exactly, it's not necessarily for something
Might not be,
sinister.
yeah.
You know, it's just that human.
And then you see the
desire
person,
to-
you're like,
Look at this one.
Yeah, look at
Every
this
time-
one. Yeah, what's this one feeling like?
you think I don't know. She thinks I don't know that thing.
So that's the thing. So it's really not for something sinister, most likely, but it is fun, and it's gist that involves other people. It's not about gossip.
Yeah.
We're even
It's
going to
not
change.
gist,
We're even
it's
going to change the name of this.
Gist
of
the
this
podcast.
segment.
Oh, it doesn't
It's
even
going to-
sound
It's just going
nice.
to be gist.
It
Gist.
doesn't even
Yes,
sound
and then
nice.
it will
Gist
put-
time.
Yeah, about other people.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, now talking about Gossip Report Card, this particular lady went beyond buying her man the usual singlets and boxes
boxes.
for a birthday.
Yes, singlets and
Rosemary has
boxes.
done this a lot of times. That's like, you know, guilt.
No,
She has guilt
no.
written all over her face.
Me? Nah.
So
I'm
have you bought a
confident.
car for your boyfriend?
Do I have a car?
But
That's
most
the
women
question.
actually do that, you know. Something they're supposed to get for themselves, they're like, oh, let me buy for him, you know.
Where
I
are those
don't
women?
You're looking for them.
Show me where they are. Show me where they are.
No, Brian, you
have
just
them,
say
a
that the
lot
person
of
you're with
them.
does not love you well enough. Because when they, as I said, when there's
When a
money,
woman
love
loves-
is sweeter.
You know
Yes,
what? And
so
there's this, when a woman loves, she loves wholeheartedly.
Yes, wholeheartedly.
Like, with every beat of her being, her fiber of her body.
Exactly.
She loves. Yes.
Whatever it is she
I know
can
those
do for
women.
you, she will
Yeah,
do.
of course. We know that. But having women with money who can love is something different as well.
Okay, so what scares a lot of women with money from falling in love is the fact that they're not sure if the man loves them or will love them for who they are
Yeah.
than
And
what they
sometimes
But if
it's
you
more
don't
of
try,
a,
how would you know?
sometimes it's more of
Do
competition.
you know you guys lie a
If you
lot?
don't- if you don't
like,
try, how would
I
you
swear
know?
they are not straightforward.
They come and they
You
meet
want
you and
a
they're
woman with money, but you now say that her
Exactly.
power is too much, she's overdoing it.
Of course, now.
What
why should
do
why
you
does she have
want?
to load
The
it up for you?
confusion is
Why
too
does she
much.
have to
But you
load it
said
over
you want a woman with money.
Just to take care
And
of
then
you,
okay,
not to-
okay,
not
the
to be
woman, okay,
loading
she,
it over
okay,
me.
yeah, no,
But
you
money
know,
is power. Once you have,
No.
And you know, most times when a woman has
I
more
don't believe
money
that.
over a man, in most cases,
Yeah.
she tends to have authority over him as well.
That means she doesn't love him.
You don't like the money too.
She doesn't love him.
You don't love the money.
That means she does not love
but
him.
it's just the thing. That's what money does.
It does what? It makes you load it over other people?
Yeah, she can do
so
whatever
now-
she wants.
so now-
say whatever she
Even
says
the
she wants.
kindest people know that when they have money over you, they can control you. They just
Exactly.
make that conscious effort not to do so. But the fact that I have money and is more than your own, forget it.
But you guys,
But you know, it actually works both ways.
when we
Yes.
started-
Even the guys
Even
feel
the
that
guys
way. They're like,
do
okay,
when we
since
started,
I have
when you
money.
started this conversation, you guys were like, when a woman loves, she loves wholeheartedly. So
But it's
if
not
she
true.
loves
It
wholeheartedly,
doesn't stop her from loving you and giving her all the money.
If she's going to load it over you, then there's something wrong with the love.
There's still love. It's still
It's more love. Yeah, there's this,
still
this
love.
tiny love like this. It's not the
No,
love
nah.
that you guys are talking
Okay.
It's
about.
still love. Love is love. You can't quantify
We're
love.
going to continue to discuss.
All right, now this particular lady surprised her man with a plot of land
You see,
and other gifts on his birthday.
that's plenty love.
We all know. We all know.
Plenty
we
love.
all know
Big
how.
love.
We all know how much lands actually cost. You know, in Lagos, in most places, lands are becoming
Very expensive.
Very, very expensive. Very,
You
very
understand?
expensive.
Yeah, exactly.
So, but if I were to buy my man a plot of land, I would, present it to him, the papers to him, but it's my name that will be on the land.
Well, you didn't buy it for him. Then. You bought
I bought it for
yourself.
us.
No, you bought it
We
for
develop it and we live together.
see,
Anything
exactly.
happens,
You see, that's the thing. Why
my
does that-
children inherit the
yourself. Why
land.
does there have to be a caveat? Why?
No, there's no
There ha-
caveat.
Of course there is. There is. Okay, this is your land, but it has my name.
It's our
how is
land.
that possible?
It's our land.
So you bought land for yourself,
But-
and you are showing it to him.
As his gift.
You're borrowing him
from
land.
me.
No,
from
okay,
me to
okay, just
You're
imagine.
lending
No,
the
do you
land
know
to
why it's a gift? Because let's say, for example, you're in Abuja and you end up paying like 2 million naira a year. Do you get for rent? It is a gift to him because he will not have to pay
That's-
such an amount
that's
of money.
Look.
I
gift
bought the
is
land,
gift.
we develop it together,
and
and then
move
move in,
together.
and then, we stop paying rent.
It's just like the boxers that you talked about. You buy boxers for your boyfriend and you say, okay, this is your boxers. I bought it for you, but I'm taking
But
it
you'll be
with
wearing
me.
it. No, you'll be wearing it.
I'm taking it with me. You understand? So I bought boxers for us. You understand? If you're going to buy the guy land, buy the guy land. Give it to him. At the end of the day, if you break up in 2 weeks, then fine. He
But
takes
you
the
know,
land
to
and
be
he mends-
honest,
and he mends his broken heart.
for a woman to buy a man land,
He must have done
you
a
would
lot
check
more.
her life and you would see that okay, he has made those necessary steps.
Yes, he has invested
He has
in
invested.
her.
Thank you.
Yes,
That's
and
the
then
word.
in
So
most
she's paying,
cases-
so she's paying back.
No,
It's not
no,
paying
no, no,
back.
no. Let
What
me
is
explain
it?
to you. Let me explain to you.
Explain.
You have
Give her to
invested.
come back to you.
You have invested. Let's say every month you give me a certain amount of money for upkeep, and then once in a while I need stuff, you give it to me. Let's just say I'm not talking about 50,000 naira. I'm talking about like millions. You get? And then you think you have Beyonce buying her husband a jet.
That's
Do you
Jay-Z,
get?
that's
And
Jay-Z.
it's
I mean,
because
like, he can actually afford it.
Yes, but then he has invested in her so much that that's not. It doesn't even take anything
Yeah, it
from
doesn't
her.
take anything from
Do you
her.
get? According to your pocket, you give
Thank
50,000 naira. I can't go and be buying land.
And-
Why?
I'll buy you maybe take you dinner or perfume.
perfume.
You give me 5k is singlets.
When you can actually
Happy
afford
with
to
singlet.
buy.
Happy birthday with
No card.
card. That's right.
I say a king was born today.
Thank you.
So where is this love that you guys were talking about? That you were
It's still love.
No,
It's the
just-
gesture that counts.
It's love.
No, if you give me 5k every month, what
And
I'll
you
do
buy
is
land for me.
No, I'll just say, "Oh, happy birthday to you!
Thank
I got you a gift."
And it's
And then when it's time for me to give you the gift, I'll be like, "I just look for something else."
You can just send them airtime.
100 naira airtime.
Right.
It's something. You can multiply 100 naira airtime and you
send
get
airtime.
500.
don't send anything. Don't even text me. Please, don't even text me. Just let's leave it until after
I
1
mean,
week.
for your kind gestures towards me, I would send you credits.
No, it can't be. It can't be. I mean, like, if you guys are going to say, yeah, she loves, she has money, why won't she take care of her man?
Okay, Ibrahim, imagine you're in a relationship and then it's one-sided. You're the one doing everything. Will you feel the need to even get her a gift?
We didn't say. Of course, why would I get her a gift? Just because I do stuff for her doesn't mean that.
She does nothing. Even when you need her help, nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Would you buy her a gift?
most
Will the relationship even
Most
last?
likely, exactly. That was what I was getting. So most likely,
it
the
would last.
relationship would not have
Yeah.
lasted.
So he
that.
must have been doing a lot more for her, probably for her family as well. Do you get? And she decided, buying a land is small, even if he develops it, it's for us. So
the other possible explanation could be, you know, those women that see potential.
In a man.
in a man.
But a lot
There's
of,
that one.
a lot
That
of
one
women,
is
a lot
there.
of women don't see potential. They just see broke guys. That's
They
that.
No.
see.
Yeah, but
Women
No, they
see
actually see, they
potential,
see.
but
they
you know, it's just that taking that risk. That's what we don't have. But the
so
potential
that's,
is there.
that's what I said earlier when you guys started talking about men lie and do this and do that.
But
and you
you
don't know
lie.
whether she loves him for his money
Kariani,
or what.
is it
No,
a
what.
lie?
But people lie.
If she doesn't try, if she doesn't give this guy a chance, even though he's broke, if she doesn't give him, how will she be able to know whether this guy is for real or not?
Does she have to give him anything to know? She doesn't. In fact, that land, she didn't even need to buy him the land. Yes. She didn't need to, but she did.
But yeah,
So what I'm saying, how will she know? He should not show himself
will she
now.
know?
He should not show himself. Okay, all right, more gossip coming your way. Now, we know about the split between the prophetess and the Oni of Ife, and that was his second wife.
Second.
Yes, the prophetess, that's the queen, Oni of Ife, that's the queen of Ile-Ife, you know, as, you know, she described herself and everything. She actually took to Instagram. You know, he was with his first wife for a few years, and then after the split, a lot of people blamed her and all that. But then he met this prophetess, you know, woman of God, and there was a lot of controversy about how someone who is traditional and
Yeah.
someone who is religious,
Just-
you know, can, you know, stay together and everything. But she proved a lot of people wrong because they've been together for a really long time. Not too
3 years.
long, 3 years, do you get? And did she give birth?
Yes,
Yes,
they have a
yeah,
son.
they have a
And
son.
now,
Because
she
I
has
remember she was
decided to, and
pregnant.
now she has decided
Yes.
to dump him.
Well, she took to her Instagram handle and said, "I shall no longer be referred to as the wife to the Oni of Ife or as the queen of Ile-Ife." And she said she blessed the Lord Almighty for his faithfulness in the last 3 years of my marriage. In life's journey, it isn't how far, still how well indeed, though Satan should buffet if trials come, you know, a whole lot of things, talking about controlling all situation, you know, and everything. You know, she talked about she made a journey into the ancient throne of Ife with faith in her heart and love for the keeper of it. You know, and if things happened, but
Ibrahim doesn't
I'm not.
seem to be happy.
I'm not,
Why?
I'm not happy.
Things
Why would she-
happen.
Making some
Why would
side
she?
faces.
Why would she dump a king? Why would she? Dump,
Everybody
why
will
would,
collect breakfast.
Why would she?
Don't
Do,
worry.
why would she? Do, why would she do that?
And
to a king?
she actually, you know, talked about how there are reports going on that she used to be pregnant, and she said she's never been pregnant in her life before
the
their
birth
son.
of her son.
That's Tadeni Kawu. And, you know, all the medical reports and rumors going round, you know, that she has a daughter. The girl is actually her niece and not her daughter and everything. You know, a lot of things, you know what, you know, a lot of things actually come with marriage, you know,
Yeah.
first of all, not talk about fame and being, you know, on the throne, being a queen. There are
That's just a whole lot of
a
responsibility.
lot of
You're
responsibility.
talking about what about the king? What kind of responsibility do you think he has?
Did he come out to
It's,
say anything?
it's different when you're born into
Exactly, and he was born
responsibility,
into, and he was born
yeah,
into
but
it.
she had to
chose.
assume.
She chose.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Do you
saying. It
understand?
takes a lot for you
No,
to willingly
when you
take on
choose-
responsibility that was not given to you originally.
When you
I don't,
choose
I don't. It's like not having a child and then someone comes to drop a child on you.
When you choose,
It's different from a woman that is pregnant and decides, okay, I'm ready
Somebody
to be a
somebody
mom.
dumps a child on you is different from you going to adopt a child because you made a conscious effort. I know that this guy is a king. If I marry this king, I'm going to be a queen. I know that there are responsibilities attached to it. She made a decision and she married this guy knowing the baggage that he's coming with as a king and what is going to befall on her as a queen. So she made a conscious decision. Nobody dragged her and said,
Okay,
should
so
marry
are
this
you
king.
now saying that, you know, we live in a world where women are, how do I put it? You're a feminist,
I am.
definitely.
I am.
Yes, where women, yes, a lot of women believe in standing up for themselves.
Yes, of course.
Do you get a lot of women? So is it
that.
possible that there's something going on in the palace that we do not know and she cannot come out to say? Because we know how, you know, royal families, we've seen how they behave. Do you get? In most cases, you cannot even leave the. We've heard the story of Princess Diana. We know how Harry, right, and
Yes,
Meghan.
and Meghan.
You know, we've seen everything that has happened. Do you get how they broke off from the royal family and all that? If you don't have the mind to stay and live up to what people expect
Of you.
Then don't start it. Don't go. And of course, if you know you don't have
Go.
the mind, if you don't know you don't have the mind to do this, you can't be able to take these things, then
But you don't even know
go.
what to expect in the first
No,
place.
definitely you know what to- definitely you know what to expect.
Ibrahim, I'm sorry, but is there a possibility that the man is guilty
what?
in this case? Because this is not his first wife.
But he's a
It's
king.
not his second. Also.
So,
That's the thing.
okay, as a king, he can marry more than one. Do you get? Yes.
But he decides to stay with one at a time.
Wait, Ibrahim, can
Living
I
like
ask
this-
you a question?
Ibrahim doesn't know what he's
I
saying.
think Ibrahim's problem is the fact that the woman divorced, not that the king divorced her. Because
No,
he
the
keeps
thing
on
is-
coming on the fact that
And Ibrahim says he's a feminist.
The
Too.
thing
He's
is,
a king,
no,
he's
the
a
thing
king, he's
is,
a king.
when you go into things like this with your eyes wide open, and then you come out and people start talking about, she has responsibilities, this, that, and she went in there, she didn't know what was coming. That's what I have a problem with. You understand? Yeah, they have problems between them as individuals, and that's okay. But don't say it's because he's a king.
Yeah.
That's why we broke up. But you married this guy as a king.
No, that's
Didn't
not.
say that.
that's not-
They
You guys-
definitely
you
know.
guys were the ones talking
There
about
definitely
responsibility
was
and what not
something.
what.
There definitely was something that made her break up.
Back up.
You guys brought up
If she had a
responsibility thing.
very, calm and serene, let's just leave it at Ibrahim. I don't want to argue with you this morning.
I'm not arguing. I'm just making a point.
I don't want to argue with you.
You have made that.
I'm not angry. No, I'm not tensed. I don't have his time. That's just it. All right. Now we've seen in the past, we've actually seen a lot of stories of, Nollywood actresses building houses. Aside Nollywood actresses, I know all these kit makers like Josh Trufani and all that. They actually are the next in line who actually make a lot of money, and they build houses for themselves and their
houses.
moms and everything, or buy houses as well. Do you get? But then it is rare for you to see male actors building, except they're strong or grounded in the game. And there was actually a debate recently about why it is that a lot of female actors are the ones who have most of the money and are busy building houses and purchasing new cars and everything.
It doesn't really mean that they have most of the money. It's just that they make the most noise. These male actors that you're talking about could be buying these houses, but they're not shouting. But they're not shouting about it.
We like to make noise as we
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that there's a possibility that they like to make noise about what they do. And some people like to keep things low key. I buy a house, and I keep it there, and it's for me to buy, not to be Instagramming it and what.
Okay, well, yeah, laughing. I don't have your time this morning. Okay, Yoruba actor Ijebu has actually broken the jinx, and he has completed they call it palatial mansion in time for Christmas. Quite palatial. Okay, it's not a mansion per se.
Okay.
Yes,
More
it's
of
just a very okay house. As long as it's yours, it doesn't even matter. What's his name? Yul Edochie, recently completed his house, in Lagos as well.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yes, and that's what's his name, Pete
Edochie's
Edochie,
son.
and Pete Edochie's name actually opened up a lot of doors for his
him.
sons.
Yeah.
Do you get? So but they're few compared to the women, and the women's houses are not palatial like this. They're like quite. Let's leave it at that.
Exquisite, I would say. their
Yeah,
houses.
they're usually
Exquisite.
even.
I'm not saying
You
anything.
don't say anything.
No,
We're not debating.
We make
No,
noise.
no,
Imagine,
why-
we are making noise
so why
right
did you
now.
clear your
I'm
throat?
not saying. I just cleared my throat. This
We're
is a
making
natural
noise.
reaction to everything. I'm
What
not.
we're saying is noise.
it's
to
noise,
Ibrahim.
but
I'm really not saying anything.
There's nothing you should say or
I
can't
refuse to say anything because right now, if I say something, Dashin will say she doesn't have my time.
But it
will
doesn't
say
stop
I'm
you from saying what
ridiculous.
you have to say. Okay. All right. Now, influencer Maraji finally confirms that she's expecting a child. We all know she's a skits maker as well.
One of the best.
She's very good.
Yeah.
Very, very
Very
good. And
good.
we used to love I don't know where she is now. She's reduced.
Yeah, she stopped for
Her
a while.
videos have
but,
actually
like,
reduced.
occasionally she'll put out one of those nice dance videos and she still just has it.
Okay, she's pregnant. She confirmed that. But, you know, what I want to say is, in as much as, yes, you know, children are blessings and everything, and having a child, you know, is a blessing and all that. But, you know, as an influencer, as a social media influencer, what kind of precedent are you setting for those who follow you?
By doing what?
Well,
By saying that she's pregnant?
She wasn't married.
She's not married.
I mean, she's not married.
Well, but
Okay. Go ahead, Rosemary.
it's honestly a very tricky situation.
Yeah, because
I would
Linda
say.
Ikeji did that as well. After coming online and, you know, shouting, nobody advising
Yeah.
women not to get married out of wedlock and everything. And then she goes on and, get pregnant,
That's
and she
right.
gets pregnant and everything. So, you know, shouldn't we, you know, as influencers, you know, try to promote healthy relationships? Because in most cases, this woman, they actually get pregnant and they don't even know who the father is, or the father, you know, is nowhere to be found or disappears and everything.
But, you know, I think at the same time, it's just letting people know that, okay, this situation of getting pregnant and not being married, it's not so bad. It might actually be what some people want. Some women just want it to be them and their children. You know,
We're not judging, by the way.
Yeah, due to like personal reasons. But for especially knowing the fact that she's an influencer and having to come out, you know, be bold about her pregnancy, it says a lot.
Ibrahim, please open your mouth.
What?
You have to talk.
to say
You have to say
something,
something, self. Even if you don't talk.
You see, the thing is, you...
Women.
No, I'm not saying you women. Of course I can't. I'm a feminist. I proclaimed
After trashing
this.
women.
I proclaimed this. You understand that I am actually a feminist. You see, this whole idea of having children out of wedlock and being single mothers and what, I really think it's that person's business what he wants to do. You understand? If she wants to go out and have a child on her own, then she can go out and have a child on her own. You know, we put with this morality thing and what society actually wants us to expects from us. You know, but it all depends on the individual.
And I think one thing, you know, when people come out to say that, for me, one thing they're actually trying to avoid is the fact, I'm not judging anybody, is the fact that most of these women, okay, you know, they feel it's a thrill, you know, having children, and they get pregnant, and once they get pregnant, reality dawns. Once they give birth, reality dawns, and then they find it difficult to, you know, feed the child, clothe the child, or give the child the kind of life that they want, and you find them dropping them at orphanages. Do you get? You find them throwing them in trash after giving birth to them.
Well,
Do you get? Or running away and leaving them somewhere. I've had stories like that.
Yes, we've all
So why
had
go
stories
into
like
it
that.
if you're not sure?
But
Or why
there are lots
even
of-
go
but-
through the whole trimesters?
But there are lots
if you're
of
not
women who
sure?
are actually sure,
Yeah,
did it,
did
and they're
it.
still doing it. And
What
they're
I'm
fine.
talking about is, you know, we're talking about the impact on the fans right now. Because in as much as the influencers, they make a lot of money, so they can actually handle it and all that, and they want it. You
Oh,
get?
so-
But the fans, you know, most fans, what they do is, oh, Mariah Jike is pregnant, oh, let me go and get pregnant. You know, without thinking. It happens a lot. Do you get?
All right.
Yeah.
So I do get a little bit of what you're
If you
saying.
like, don't get it.
I get a little bit. I get a little bit
Yeah, I
of what
get
you're
it.
If you don't
saying.
get it, forget it.
But
Some fans can be extreme.
Yes.
but I do get it.
They want to do
And,
everything they're, you know.
But still,
Idol.
I actually
Idol.
believe it's the person's choice. If you want to go out there and get pregnant,
Yeah, everything boils down to choice.
exactly, it's a person's choice, and it's his
Conscious
business.
decisions.
And it's
that
his
they
business. Yes, I'm a feminist.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So when we come back, we'll talk about Cardi B. Someone has been waiting to talk about Cardi. Hello.
make. Cardi's biggest fan.
Hello.
I didn't say anything. I'm actually Offset's fan. I'm not Cardi B's fan.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
now, by the way. So.
Exactly. We're going offset.
Nice one.
The board and management of Media Trust Limited invites the general public to its annual Daily Trust Dialogue, themed 2023, The Politics, Economy and Insecurity. Date, 20th January 2022. Location, NAF Conference Center and Suites, Abuja. Time, 10 a.m. prompt. Chairman of the occasion, former Head of State General Abdulsalami Abubakar, GCFR. Guest Speaker, Governor of Kaduna State Malam Nasir Ahmed El-Rufai. Guest Speaker, Governor of Ebonyi State Engineer David Umahi. Guest Speaker, former Chairman Federal Inland Revenue Service Mrs. Ifueko Omoigui Okauru. Moderator, Executive Director, Daria Media Nigeria Limited, Kadaria Ahmed. The event will be transmitted live on Trust TV, and all participants must observe COVID-19 protocols and wear their face masks.
Daybreak Extra on Trust TV, and we are in the gossip report card, talking about things, happenings in and around, trending stories, mostly about other people. And before we went on that break, Dashan alluded to something that we were going to talk about Cardi B, and that I was excited and whatnot. Yeah, I mean, like, Cardi B is a rapper. I listen to rap music, and I love her music. You
But
know?
she sings sometimes as well, doesn't she?
Yes.
Yeah.
I love her music. That's what I love about Cardi B. All right? And I like Offset as well.
And you know, we just finished talking about a lady who bought land
And we're getting
for...
and we're getting there. So
and
Cardi
Beyonce.
loves Offset so much.
So much.
Even though they almost divorced at some point.
That is not the case. That's not what we're talking about. We're not talking about
I know.
that.
I'm
You
just,
understand?
just
we're just
letting you know.
leading.
He is so in love
I'm laying
with
foundations
Offset.
for you, so
She's-
that when you get to the later level, you
Oh,
just...
you're ruining the story for me.
Sorry.
Cardi loves Offset so much that she gave him a gift.
Only begotten son.
He gave him a gift of almost or in and around or over 1 billion naira. 1 billion naira. Dashan, I'm looking
That's
at
more
you.
money now.
Yeah.
I'm looking at you.
That's why I said if he does a lot for her,
But yeah, I mean,
she can do
her-
much more.
her birthday
a woman
was-
multiplies. You give her 1 naira, she gives you 5 naira.
Exactly. That's why if I give you 5K, I expect you to buy land for me. That's the thing. You
But wait,
multiply.
you said which land is 5K?
Multiply.
How many times did you give me 5K before I
She
buy
said,
land?
oh, multiplies. That if I give her 1 naira, she'll give me 10. So I give you 5K. I expect land, not boxers of 1.5.
But I mean, like recently, it was Cardi's birthday, and Offset got her a house,
A whole
house
house.
mansion.
Come on.
Look, I'm just saying, in a situation whereby you have a boyfriend, and your boyfriend cannot buy you a house, and you can afford to buy this guy a piece of land, buy it. That's all I'm saying.
That's why I said even if I'll buy it, it's for it to be for us, for the family.
Thank you.
if it's not on my
Family
if I don't buy it with my name, if the documents don't have my name, at least it will have the children's name.
So right now you guys are saying if Offset hadn't bought that house for Cardi, she would not have
For
reciprocated.
him to even buy that house because he knows they would live there together, it's possibly because they're planning on relocating or leaving the house they're in at the moment, and so he decided to buy her a big house, but not necessarily with her name, because what they do most times is they take mortgages and everything. Do you get? And
But he
in
does
the
the
end,
payment.
the
He
bank
makes the
would
payments.
take
But
the
he
house.
makes the payments.
Yes,
That's the thing. So he bought it for her. What are we
he bought it
talking
for
about?
them. What's different?
Dashen is all about family.
No, but what's so different? What I said.
I am all about the love now. The love that you guys talked about, not the love. The love.
The thoughts
Yeah,
that counts.
I'm not even talking to Rosemary anymore. So that's what we're talking about right now. She loves this guy so much that she gave him a gift of 1 billion naira for his 30th birthday. I mean, so just like I said earlier, what you guys are saying right now is if Offset had not bought that house for Cardi, she would not have reciprocated.
No, she bought the, what do you call it first now? She bought the...
last year was a
last year
car.
this year?
No, this year was the billion. Last year she gave him.
She actually bought a lot for him, even prior to...
Exactly. So
And he has equally done so much
She has
for
bought
him.
a car for him.
Yeah, she
and
has.
he bought, I think, diamond rings or something,
Yes.
wristwatches, and
she
like
brings
a lot
the
of
guy up.
dollars.
So that's because she loves him. So what I'm saying is, if the love is there, whether the guy gives you 1K or 5K, if you can afford it, do it.
Ibrahim,
Yeah,
do you
but-
know the reason why I'm looking at you like this is because I think you need help.
What kind of help do you think
Serious help.
I need? Okay, we're talking about love here. Well, I love love. So it's all about the love.
Is
and,
it?
And gestures like that, they cement the love. You were the one that said.
Just
you said
say,
it.
"I hear you,"
You
and
said it
let it
yourself.
go.
What did I
Love
say?
is sweeter if there's money.
Exactly.
involved. Do you understand? So if you get yourself a rich girlfriend, I mean, like the love is sweeter.
Okay, let's talking about rich people now. Wizkid is rich. She's quite rich.
Yes.
But have you heard of his girlfriend giving him buying a house or buying something?
Maybe she doesn't make noise about it.
No, it's possible that he doesn't even give her a lot. Because no, yes, it's possible that he doesn't even take care of her like that.
You see, Rosemary is coming back to my side now. Yes, she's coming back to my side.
See, forget the fact that you're rich doesn't mean you're generous. Do you know that?
Yeah, two
Yes.
separate things.
But we're not.
Have you heard Wizkid doing anything like this for his own girlfriend?
I'm not
the
talking-
mother of
maybe
his
he
son,
doesn't
Zion.
maybe he doesn't make noise.
No, let Rosemary talk.
Yeah, but
Okay.
the thing is that whiskey doesn't make noise. That's just his.
Forget it.
That's just his person.
See, but
If-
his girl would have made somebody would have made noise. Somebody around his circle would have made noise about it.
No, I've come to notice people around whiskey they tend not to say much about
So-
things that concern
so
him.
that should-
Maybe
what-
things that concern them, yes. But
what you're
whiskey
saying
is a
is
very
that Wizkid is
private
cheap?
person. No, he's not cheap. Oh,
So
please.
what
See,
do you- that's
okay,
the
okay,
reason.
forget
What are you saying?
Wizkid. Davido, when he was dating Chioma, he did a lot for her.
And you would
know,
always see it.
What did she do for him?
We don't
Cook
know.
food.
Maybe she didn't make
It's
noise
not
about
easy.
it.
You know,
Maybe she
your man,
just-
she's cooking for the whole squad. It's not
No,
easy.
it's not easy,
Continuous
honestly, it's not.
cooking for how many boys? Ha.
It's not.
It's not.
But you get, but
It's not
I know
easy.
Davido loves to actually make
Yeah.
noise. Even the ones where you know do, you go say you do them. Do you get? No, that's it.
So what's your point now? That
Burna Boy, when he was with Steph London, or I don't know if they're still together. Do you get? Did you hear him do anything for her?
No.
I've never heard even
I-
one, except her flying to Lagos to support him during his concerts and everything.
Nah, I never.
You see, the thing is, you guys are looking at it based on this. When people
Ibrahim,
make
have you
noise.
ever heard Ibrahim
When
do
we-
anything?
Well, we're talking about rich people here.
Oh, you're not.
Are you for-
And you want land?
Yeah, I want land. You see,
Help me.
That's why I want to bring
you know
you
how
guys
much a
back.
land costs
That's
in
why
this
I want to
Abuja?
bring you guys back to what we're talking about. We're not talking about riches.
But
here.
okay, you're
We're
not
talking
rich, but you
about
want a
riches.
rich woman.
We're talking about love.
Wait now, you want a rich woman that will buy land
For me, yes, a rich
Yeah,
woman
but
who loves
okay,
me enough to buy land
Ibrahim,
for me.
but there has to be a balance. For me to buy you a land,
I have
it
big
means,
love.
It's not about love. It means that okay, I know as I'm buying you this land,
Uh-huh.
you probably have like resources to build maybe a shopping complex,
Resources
a
for the
house,
potential.
or like potential. Yes, like
exactly. But
That
if you
is
don't
not
give me
enough.
the
People
land, how
buy
would you
you
know
the
whether I have
land.
the
yeah, but that's what I'm
potential?
And
saying.
then you end
I
up
would
reselling
know
it.
whether to give you land or
He
to
wants
give
to
you
resell the
boxers.
land. That's why.
So-
Because he's not rich. He wants a rich person that will buy him land so that he can resell
So
it and
that I
become
make
rich.
money.
If you do not buy the land for me, how would you know whether I'm
Because
going
we
to use it
already
judiciously
know.
or not?
We
Because
already
that's what I'm
know.
saying. It's when I see, you know, based on the way you present yourself, I would know if you
It
need land or
matters,
not.
you know. He's looking at us like it's
Why will I not look at you guys like this? So you guys right now are coming here and you're stopping people from buying land for people.
No, that's not our point. We're just saying that
Yes, most likely now,
if
there's
you are
a
going
woman
to buy
out
land,
there.
at
Maybe there's a
least
woman out there right
we
now.
know that you have house and 2 cars or 3 cars or some, you know, assets.
No,
that
for him to even get the land, he ought to have probably bought you a car. Like,
yeah,
you
like
know.
you know, something
Most likely right
substantial
now,
can
there's
see.
a woman sitting down there thinking, let me get this guy a
She
piece
should
of
try.
land
No,
for
she
Christmas."
can.
She should.
And
She
then
should.
she will
But
listen
she's
to
thinking
Rosemary
she's now
now.
saying,
And she'll listen
she's
to
not
Rosemary
like,
say,
but at least he got me this, he got me that. So this land
this
is
guy just
nothing.
gave me 5K last week, so why should I buy land for him? That's chicken. Now you've stopped her from buying land for
No,
I'll
we didn't
send
stop anybody
this
buy.
batch
Oh.
to give you Yauza chicken.
you guys are not trying.
Okay, all right. Moving on. Now, a man has actually, revealed why ladies show off their partners to their friends. Why do women show off? Because I know a lot of women cannot be trusted. You know, there are lots of thirsty women out there. Lots of hungry and thirsty women. I'm not talking about food, literally. You know that when they see a man that has something little, something little, they don't care if it's their sister or their sister's husband, or if it's their friend's boyfriend, they go for that person. Do you get what I'm saying? So most women don't even want you as a friend to know. You might hear about the person, the name, but never meet the person. So why do women trust their friends enough to show their men off? Rosemary, I put it to you.
Why are you putting it to me?
It's a question now. Why? If you were to show your friend, do you have an issue with your friends?
No, I don't.
So you've not had friends who have, betrayed you or tried to betray you in the past?
No.
By stealing your man?
No.
Okay, so why do you think women show off their men?
In most cases, it's, when the relationship is fruitful, sweet,
And boom.
all the doings are happening.
But isn't that when most women these days, hide them? They post pictures and they blur the guys' faces and everything.
No, some people, it honestly depends. Some people would show the face. Some people would just let you know that, there's somebody behind the scenes. But
And some will not even post him
some
at
will not
all.
even post him at all.
Oh, please hold on. Yes.
But for you to post your man on social media, it's not even about you. It's the level of confidence the man has put in you that, okay, this relationship is solid. I'm not saying anything cannot happen. No, things can still happen. But, for some women, for them to do that, it means that this man has shown that, okay, this relationship is strong. Post me, show me off to the world. Me and you, we are moving.
And most women are
onward.
actually advised not to post their man because it's possible he's dating more than one person.
And that's actually why you should post the
Ibro, is
man
that
so
what
that
you
all
want
of
to
you,
say?
so that all of you will gather and have a round table discussion.
You gagged me when I was trying to say. But the point that I was trying to make, or the question that I was trying to ask, is why is it that in situations like this, whereby woman comes, she shows off her man, and then her friends goes round the back and starts dating the guy, why do we blame the women when these things happen? What about the dude himself?
No, in most cases, the man should be blamed. But if, he goes back around her back and dates her friend, then both of them, in fact, the friend should even be blamed.
Everyone
the most.
has their fair.
But if you don't know the girl, then the man should be blamed.
Yeah, but we're talking about friends here, so of course.
Okay,
Exactly,
so
so
friend.
we're talking about
So the
friends.
girl should be blamed
Yeah,
first.
first.
That's a friend. Because she's meant to be, what's the essence of having friends? Friends are meant to be like your sisters,
Yeah.
same peer group, someone you can actually share
extension of your
stuff with.
family.
Exactly. Most friends are even like family,
Family,
Most
the-
friends are even your cousins.
And the dude gets
The dude can go, dudes go and come Do you understand?
Also, friends
Yeah,
also
but
got
friends
grown,
are
yeah.
meant to last a lifetime. They're meant to be there
Certain
for you and hold, have your interest.
Remember, as friends, not acquaintances, not
Friends,
hi
or
and bye,
friends,
not good
friends that
morning, good
know
night.
stuff, deep stuff
Yeah.
about you. Do you get?
so
So
if-
she should be blamed in this case.
So if a friend goes after her friend's man,
Yes, she
then
should
the
be-
dude gets a free pass.
No, he doesn't
No,
get
we're
a
not
free
saying
pass.
he's
So
getting a
how?
free pass, but I'm saying
But
everybody's
he's not
blame
even
will be
see
shared.
even at that step. Once he even does that, it means he cannot be trusted anymore. So he's even inconsequential.
Yeah.
You shouldn't even don't even give him. Just let him go.
Just let him
You
go.
understand? And deal with
And
the
then
friend.
you deal with the friend.
He doesn't get a free pass. You break up the
And
relationship.
then you deal with the friend.
Yes.
And you fix it and you guys continue.
You can't
being
fix
friends.
it. No, no.
But you can't fix it with
no,
the
you
dude?
can't. No, you can. Wait, you can fix. You can't. It's difficult.
It's difficult.
You won't
When-
fix it.
when such
you might
situations
forgive her.
happen.
You will never forget. You might actually just end up becoming acquaintances.
Yeah.
So
Do
you
you get?
so you nix both the friend and the dude. All
yes,
of them.
Of course, they have to
cut
go.
them- you
you
cut
don't
them
need
loose.
those kind of people in your life.
So what? You want the guy to come and tell you, oh, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, and then he does it again with another friend.
I'm just looking for insights
Yes.
here because you
And then the
guys
girl
said-
does it again with
With
another
another guy.
boyfriend.
Because you guys are saying that when things like happen, this
Because at
happen,
the end of the
friend
day-
should get the axe and what, but not the dude. And that was
No,
I was just thinking-
everyone is going to get what's coming to them. But the thing is that at the end of the day, the trust there is broken. Even if you leave your friend for the guy, you can never fully trust that guy again. If you leave the guy for your friend, your next relationship, you would be careful. You would know the steps you are taking before you might not even show your
Do you know,
boyfriend
this is
to that
actually the
person
reason why
again.
some people or some girls end up not even having friends.
Yeah,
They just have
you
girls,
don't
they say
blame
hi
them.
to, hey, talk to
But they
them,
don't
but
want
you
all
will
this
never
drama.
know what is happening in their
Their
lives.
lives.
Do you get? Except maybe work, and, that's just it.
Okay.
Yeah,
can
so
understand
moving
that.
on to why we even brought this up, do you get? Before a man revealed that ladies actually show off their men because that, for example, if they're on video call and everything,
Yeah.
that reason why they show them off is as a sign of warning for their friends not to say something they're not supposed to say, so the guy doesn't hear.
Oh, that's when they're doing video call.
No, I don't think that's true. I mean, if I were to be on the phone here and Dashian walks in, all
I
need
know,
to
I
just
know, I know.
signal. I don't need to turn
I know,
the
I even know
camera.
to keep
Yeah,
quiet,
she knows
sef.
to keep
So-
quiet. I'm on the phone, so
Or I say hi, and then pass.
So what you're
Yeah,
saying is that this
exactly.
dude now that says this thing now is wrong.
it's very wrong. He's not a woman. He wouldn't know.
I see. I'm not saying
The only
anything. That's why you're
reason-
looking at me.
Abdul, I
The
feel
only
like
reason-
you're
This
boiling.
was- No, I'm not. I
The only
just-
reason why I would turn my camera to show my friend who I'm speaking to is to show off the person I'm speaking to. Not-
Exactly.
Not because
Not
I want
hide,
to keep
yeah.
quiet. If I want to do that, I'll just put the phone on my chest and do this to you.
Yeah, you should keep
phone,
quiet.
like,
She can.
Yes, you should not
But-
talk about the other guy. Yeah, I understand. I get it. All right.
Okay, now we talked about Wizkid earlier, and you know how Michael Jackson, when he's on stage, a lot of people faint. Even when he's on TV, a lot of people faint. Mhm. I don't know if it's his dance steps, that when they dance and they twist their necks, they just faint. But then Wizkid, he's on tour, and he performed somewhere and he threw his towel. And it caused a lot of commotion because a lot of people, were actually struggling
to get it.
to
Did they find the towel?
Yes. They found
It will probably disappeared because a lot of people will take different pieces of it. And
Fastest fingers.
Exactly. And nobody will
You've
actually have the
seen
complete towel.
videos. You've seen videos of a lot of artists, just standing there, and then someone comes, tries to hug them, and then steals their chain and runs away like
Like we did
the
it
video.
to Akon came in a couple of years ago,
Yeah.
and
Do you get-
they did this guy. No.
And then probably remove their shirts, like Flavor. He removes his shirt and he throws it to the crowd, and
I remember one Davido concert I went for. He threw his shirt and look at us struggling.
do you get? But then he throws his.
His
I don't know.
towel.
Did they imagine that his towel cost a lot of money?
But it
It's
could.
not the money that it
But it
costs.
could
it's
cost
just
a
Or
lot
is
of
it
money.
because it contains Wizkid's sweat?
Nah. It could cost a lot of money. Being Wizkid's towel, it could cost a lot of money.
Yeah, I
You
mean,
understand?
when-
Because
Gucci.
In what
when
year?
when he dies, maybe.
I can go and bring a towel now and say, oh, Wizkid.
But
threw
you
it.
know, they have ways of authenticating this kind of
How?
things.
In Nigeria?
No, well, let's.
Dasha, you don't have hope in your country.
That's the thing. Why are you? Why,
No,
why are you putting
how
Nigeria
do you
down?
intend to authenticate
You
it?
don't know, because like, I mean, such things, people, there would always be people around. Especially now we're in the age of the internet. There's no way you would get Whiskey Stowell today and not post this towel, Whiskey threw it at this event. 15
But
years,
you need to
30
know the
years from
kind
now,
of towel
someone
because
will know.
if it's a white towel, there are lots of white towels.
Maybe it's customized.
Yeah.
With if I can go and
With
customize, I
Starboy
can go
by
and use my
side.
Maybe
sewing
it's
machine,
customized.
and
I
so
write Starboy.
Starboy, draw star,
Maybe
up
it's-
with
maybe-
whiskey. What's
maybe
his
it was-
surname?
maybe-
Drop his initials.
Maybe it was.
Do you get-
Maybe it was autographed by hand.
How?
By
When you
him.
wash it, won't it?
You won't
is
wash
it.
it.
Is it pen?
You don't-
Is it?
you don't
Why
wash
won't
We
you
don't
wash
wash.
it?
Why would you wash it?
Why won't you wash it?
What are you washing it for?
You don't use. Are you using it to clean?
I
it?
used it to clean anything.
You
You
use
keep
to clean
it.
it,
You
just
wash
keep
it
your
so that
keep
it's
it
clean now.
No.
And then
don't
you
do
hang
that.
it in a frame or something.
Exactly, you frame it and you keep it. So
You
when
frame
he
it
dies,
like
when he
that.
dies, it becomes expensive when you sell it. And
But
you-
then,
and you buy
okay,
land.
if that's to happen,
For your boyfriend.
then they have to know that immediately after they threw the towel,
Yeah.
they have to know that I'm the one that got, and my face has to be all over the internet, so that when in 10 years,
That's what I'm
when I
saying,
want
yeah,
to
sell it.
but nobody knows where the towel is right now. Maybe it turned to brown self after all the
I
promotion.
can imagine the
You get-
stress.
Yes. The thing is, if the towel is there, then it could turn out to be a gold mine for whoever has it. Somewhere down the line, a person could actually sell it and buy land for his girlfriend,
So it
or for
contains
or for a
good luck.
boyfriend, or for a boyfriend.
It contains a lot of good luck.
It is.
You end up becoming a superstar, just like whiskey.
It's Whiskey's towel. It's going to cost a lot of money, so you can do a lot of things with it. It could actually make a difference in somebody's life.
Okay.
If you say so, because I don't want to argue with you any further.
That's why I refuse to talk. And
Yes.
I don't. If I don't talk, you say I don't talk.
Yeah,
now
but
I
you have
talk
to
and
talk.
you say you don't have my time. So I'm going to keep talking to Rosemary now. Rosemary, you want to talk?
No
You-
problem,
You,
I'm
and, you
here.
and me. I'm not talking to Dashed anymore.
Okay, I think this is everything that we can actually bring your way on Daybreak Extra today, Christmas morning. And we hope for those of you celebrating, today ends up being a joyous day for each and every one of you, okay? I know, a lot of people are complaining that there's no money. A lot of people even found it difficult to travel out of Abuja, but whatever it is, no matter how quiet it is, please, I beg you, you don't have to do anything, big. If you don't have the means, make sure that you just stay with family, stay home, eat, and, just have fun. And it's mostly a time for sober reflection. So, that's just it.
So in
Very
effect-
easy. It doesn't have to be difficult.
Yeah.
So in effect, what
And nobody will
what
judge
Dashed
you.
is saying
I mean,
If
is
you
that
don't have to go
people
and
are-
give rice to anybody, if you don't have
People
money
are
to make
under
rice,
the
just
pressure
stay
to
and eat
do
your rice.
Christmas pajamas and with
Yeah,
with their
photo
partners.
shoots
There's-
and everything.
There's just so much pressure nowadays. You just have to find a way
Yeah,
to
well, you see,
stay whole, stay calm.
Yeah, the thing,
what
is,
you
the
can
thing
do.
is, most of that pressure that is being put, or with perceived pressure that is around us, people put it on themselves because of what they see, especially on your social media. You understand? They see these things and they feel that, okay, well, this is why I bought land for our boyfriend, let me go and buy land as well. So we put this pressure on ourselves, usually. But in fact, what Dashed is saying is that it's not everybody that has the money to buy land.
Yeah.
Aha.
Ibrahim, you
This
don't
land has
worry.
suffered.
Yeah, that time we split the land
No,
money.
I'm telling you.
Together.
It's Christmas. I'm wishing that I could find somebody that
To
would
buy
buy
you
land
land.
for me.
No
That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
You know what?
That's
You
his
just
wish.
pick the location you want.
Yeah,
What
Me and
location?
Dashen, what location do you want?
We can talk about that.
No, talk about
We
it
can-
here
we
so
can-
that that
we can-
person,
So that
it's possible that
your
person has a
secret
land
admirer,
somewhere.
All right. Somewhere around Maitama.
somewhere.
Oh,
There's,
you
is
never-
there land in Maitama?
They could be.
They could.
Okay, when
Maybe
he
it
says
could be.
Maitama, that means Pape.
That's
Yes.
that's Maitama extension. I
It's
didn't
still-
say
yeah,
extension.
it's still
I
Maitama.
didn't say extension. I
It's
said
It's just the road that is separating it, to be
Okay,
Okay,
honest.
so where?
Where
else?
exactly?
Where else?
If
where else?
not Maitama, where else?
Yeah, it's Asokoro. Some very
Okay,
good-
that's Nyanya or something. Okay.
I didn't
no
say
problem.
Nyanya. I didn't
That's
say
what I
Nyanya.
heard, by the way.
I didn't say Nyanya.
No, but there's
Getting
nothing
close
wrong with
to-
getting a land there. There's nothing wrong with those
Yeah.
places.
Where?
It will appreciate in a few years, you know.
What? Why not buying the one that's already appreciated? Well, there's a
It
problem
won't-
with
will
buying
it
the one that's
appreciate further?
appreciated. It could. Yeah, but it's already appreciated now. You guys are just trying
Don't
to
worry,
grab my
you
style.
have that land.
That
will
land,
come.
don't worry. it's
And then
coming.
we'll all share it. One plot, we'll share it into 3. Because we all spoke about it.
So it will be Daybreak Extra Land.
Yes.
Yes.
All right, thank you so much for staying tuned. I remain Darshan Hussaina Usman. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to everyone, and we'll see you next year.
Yes, next year.
Yeah, so we'll see you all next year. Merry Christmas.